Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I'm your host, DPalm. Follow me on Instagram, Blue Sky, everywhere you can at DPalm66. Follow the show at UDPod66 on YouTube. That's right, we're on YouTube now, dragging this podcast into 2015. You found us, don't you dare lose us. Subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe everywhere you get your podcasts for free $99. As always, brought to you by Daniel Palmer Mortgages. If you can afford rent, you can afford a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. And we're back. We are here once again. Also, check out my other podcasting venture, Life, Love, and Real Estate. We got a new episode recording on Thursday. That's not why you're here. You're not here to talk about real estate. You're not even here to talk to me. You're here to see one of my favorite haters truly enjoy my misery. That's right. Nata's here. What up, Nata?
Hold on. I see, we're going to get to the point, because I truly thought you weren't going to call me for this one. I thought you were going to call Floyd for this one, so y'all could commiserate together. Okay. I appreciate this.
The word favorite's in there. Favorite's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Favorite's a good thing.
You are Gorilla. I'm Heenan. That's how this works. That's how this works.
We're going to get into it in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this. College football hit me in the face this weekend in a way I wasn't ready for. But you know how it started? It started with my wife going to a Rilo Kiley show on Friday night. Okay. Do you know who Rilo Kiley is?
I've heard.
Okay. I don't know anything.
Refresh my memory.
I don't know anything about this band. It's not a band I've ever enjoyed. But Susan was like, "Oh my God, it's these people from this thing," and she's like, "I'm going," and she was so excited. And then, like, my best friend, literally my best friend in the world, the best man at my wedding, also a fan of this band. They ended up randomly going. Like, it's very cool that they had this night. So I was thinking, I'll have a nice, quiet, sedate evening. I'll get to go to bed early. I will feel Saturday invigorated, ready to be the father my family deserves. And then Virginia.
You mean Florida State went Florida State? Let's be real here.
No. Because, like, yeah, but, like, no. Like, that was a legitimate win. Like, that was Virginia came out there and outplayed those boys. And the rapidity with which they stormed that field should be studied.
Dog. Well, again, that's an engineering school. Are we really surprised that the engineering school has figured this? An engineering school with low walls. Low walls.
I think it's very interesting. First of all, with the politics of many of the Virginia graduates I know, the Walsh joke is very funny.
Yes.
They're all the same person. But also, like, that you call it engineering school is hilarious to me.
But I'm just saying,
it's not what I think of when I think of UVA.
No, again, you think of Sally Hemings, unfortunately.
I don't. I think of. I'll tell you offline because it's a joke my friends won't appreciate. I'll say this to start the weekend that way, and for me to be like, I wish I'd gone to bed at 8:30. Now I'm like wired at 11:15.
Yep.
Like, it was very much a very not ideal situation. But yeah, you're here for a reason. I called you. I texted you after the game. That's how you know it's real. I was like, hey, it happened again. And I need to have someone hold me to account. So Nata, you are here.
So before, please set this up.
Let me set it up for 2 seconds.
Yeah, please set this up.
The University of Georgia Bulldogs hosted Alabama Crimson Tide at night in Athens again. And Kirby Smart changed his record to 1-7 against his old employer. And Nata, I got to say, as a vaunted hater of mine, what was your immediate reaction?
See, the first question I have for you
Go ahead.
is what went through your mind when you saw that left tackle screen? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
It was the same thing that had been going through my mind the entire game. Oh, Kalen DeBoer's back on his shit. Like, that's the shit he would do to people. But no one was watching because it was in the Pac-12. Like, no one gave a shit. But, like, now you've given him Alabama's athletes, and you gave him back his OC from the Seahawks, and you said, go, create. And all of a sudden, there's a 360-pound man.
With a head of steam.
Dog, those poor DBs. I was like, hey, I've never felt that bad for a DB in my life. As a lineman, like, spiritually, Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved every
I was
second.
about to say that had to be the most conflicted part of
Wasn't that
your
conflicted?
life.
Wasn't that conflicted? I loved every second. The reason I was able to say, "No, it's stupid. What a dumb fucking play. Screw this other team," because he didn't score. Him not scoring ruins the whole. Everyone's like, "Oh, we got to the 2." Like, no, it's only worth the story if he scores. Now it's not worth the story.
Sir.
I'm
gonna let you be. I'm gonna let you again. You know what? I'm gonna let you be salty. I'm gonna let you be
I
salty
appreciate that.
because again, because you have that screen.
Can I get some things off my, Can I get some things off my chest?
I'm gonna help you set it up, but you have
cool.
you have the creativity of the screen and all those interesting plays that he clearly saved for Georgia, and then you are dealing with the resurrection of Bobo.
Kalen DeBoer is a very good play caller who's very creative. And I think the biggest thing you can say about the Florida State loss is that team looked unfocused and unprepared, which is one of the worst things you can say about a team, honestly. Kalen DeBoer is like 5-5 against like big time opponents, and he's 2-0 against Georgia.
Yeah. So how much is this going to hurt? Yeah.
Everyone has their own weaknesses. Superman has kryptonite and magic and like other things I don't want to talk about because it's not this podcast. But for Kirby, it's apparently fucking Bama.
Yeah.
And part of it is the mid-90s Daytona Beach crew running this football team that is Kirby Smart and his old buddy Mike Bobo. Spencer had the very funny tweet or skeet or whatever. The funniest thing is that Georgia fans grew up hating Bobo. And then they got free, won a couple championships, got a mortgage and had a kid. And now Bobo is back. And it's the meanest, truest thing anyone's ever said about me.
So, and again, to think a Florida grad cut you deeper than like think about that.
Oh no, hold on. Steve Spurrier is a Florida grad and has cut me much deeper than that. Okay, let's just be very clear about who's doing what to whom.
Top 5 though.
Okay?
It's top 5. It is top 5.
Non-Spurrier division, probably top 5.
Top 5.
Spurrier's a whole top 10 by himself. So non-Spurrier division, I'll allow probably top 5.
So how does it feel knowing that you left the projects? You got free of the projects. And then here you are years later and you are back. You back in the projects again.
So I don't delete skeets. You can go, I think it's 9 p.m. of that game, which is probably a third down run to Cash Jones that made me say,
I forgot thank you.
There was 2 of them. It was disgusting.
On 4th down, no less, right?
No, third downs. It was third and short, and they gave the ball to Cash Jones, and I want to fight everyone about it. And so, I said, I did my Bobo years. I'm supposed to be past this. And Mike Bobo was a fine quarterback for Georgia. Fine. He was fine. For the era, he was good. But as an offensive play caller, I was very happy when we went to Colorado State. I was very happy when a gentleman who was under the employ of Mike Gundy got free and came and coached at Georgia as our offensive coordinator for 2 national titles. I now watch him have his gifts be squandered in Baltimore. Come home.
You think Kirby wants to have all that variance to his offense? Come on.
Yes. He knows because Kirby likes to win. Kirby don't give a shit how it's done. Kirby wants to win. You know how I know that? Because he keeps employing this defensive coordinator. Wow. And the thing is, with respect to Alabama's wide receiving core, maybe the best in the nation. If I sit in zone with those athletes all night to only watch them continue to make plays, that breakup by Ellis Robinson in the backside of the end zone on 3rd and goal, the one-on-one be a man, make a play coverage that he put on him, let me know that that's an option for this team a lot more than they're using.
Yeah.
A lot of zone dogs, a lot of sitting back, sending 4. We don't have the 4 we can get there right now, and it's very frustrating to watch it happen. And what's even the most frustrating part, you know what the most frustrating part is? The most frustrating part
is it the fact that Bama's going to lose to Vanderbilt?
No, I don't care about that. Diego Pavia shall avenge me once again. No, the most frustrating part is that when Carson Beck got hurt last year. And it was like, we're going to rally around this quarterback and this OC, and we're going to see what we can do. And we beat Texas's ass and went to the playoff, and, things happened. It was a really great story.
Yeah.
If you'd have told me in last February that, no, we're going to run it back with this quarterback and this offensive coordinator, I'd say, but why? We have an entire transfer portal. Why would we try to get someone, anyone? And the thing is, that loss is not on Gunnar Stockton. He threw a beautiful ball to Taylor that got dropped in the middle of the field that makes you want to say mean things about a child because he's a child. He's 18. I need to stop thinking them. I'm not going to say them, but I shouldn't think them either. But and I don't know that, so Georgia has a history of this, and you know this. This is why you brought it up. Or maybe I brought it up. I've lost touch with reality.
Most Georgia alumni have. So don't again, most Georgia fans.
I am not a Georgia alumni. Like most of their fans, I didn't go there.
Fair.
Look, all I'm saying is it's really disappointing to look at all the talent on the field and then to know that they're best served by a quarterback who isn't on their level talent-wise. And we tried the talent thing, and Carson Beck, it didn't work. Personality-wise, it didn't work. So maybe this is the ceiling for this team where we're not servicing the available talent around. But I'll tell you one goddamn thing. Cash Jones needs to graduate. Is he a doctor? Is he a dentist? Why is he still here? It doesn't make any sense. I thought we were out of COVID years.
Honestly, I haven't seen a backup this useless since the Herb Street kids were at Clemson. That's where we are with this.
You had that one in the clip, didn't you, Butcher?
Yes, I did.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
Can I be honest with you? No matter how bad Saturday was for me, one thing made it – actually, lots made it better. But one thing made it, easy to kind of be second fiddle because James Franklin all over the place.
Yes.
And at the end of the night, everyone's like, oh, my God, Penn State. I'm like, yeah, Penn State. Homer backing in the bushes. I was like, yeah, let's all talk about Penn State because holy shit, Penn State.
Dude. See, that's the thing. You talk about let me go find any quarterback in the portal, everything else like that. You might end up with a Drew Aller.
No. We actually have scouts. That wouldn't have happened.
You say that now. Everybody thinks they can scout right until they don't scout right.
But we can scout right. We just can't do things once they're here. I'm so mad about Justin Fields.
Very true.
Yeah, man. No, Drew Aller. I said this last year. I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Someone explain it to me. And no one can explain it to me. I feel the same way about JJ McCarthy. I don't get it. Someone explain it to me like I'm 5. Because Drew Aller, you know who you said that about and I've shut the fuck up about? Justin Herbert. This opening stanza of the season has shut me up. I don't say that about him anymore. And I won't.
Harbaugh. I wasn't the biggest Jim Harbaugh fan, and the thing he does is we're gonna go get big guys that are bigger, stronger, faster, and we're just gonna dare you to keep up.
He's not a good football coach.
He just knows. Yeah, he just has a scheme.
They tried to fire him 10 times at Michigan. He took pay cuts.
Fair,
plural.
Fair.
Mike Gundy took a pay cut, and they fired him the next week.
To be fair. They were tired of paying the OAN bill, so I get it, especially if T. Boone is not there anymore.
T. Boone, we lost. Mike Gundy has the date T. Boone passed tattooed somewhere on his body.
As he should. That was the day the money stopped.
So let's talk about Oregon, Penn State. The feeling's always been in my heart someone had to stop Penn State, and I'm really glad it was Dan Lanning's crazy ass.
Dude, the radio quotes, please tell me you've seen the radio quotes. Those radio quotes.
What radio quotes?
Because he was saying it to the radio guy, I want to say Friday, where he's talking about how you beat Penn State in Penn State is death by 1,000 cuts. You just keep cutting and cutting and cutting. And he mentioned it at the end of the NBC broadcast, where he's like, we finally got the artery and we finally killed them.
It's wild because, of course, there's a history of Penn State in general, but James Franklin teams in particular, not setting up in these big spots. And for me, I don't even think it's a thing of 1,000 cuts. I think if you stare him down, he will blink first. Yeah. That team will blink. It's a team of blinkers. But I want to say this. I don't know. Oh, I lost the quote. There's a fantastic quote. I was texting with Felder about this earlier today. How much I loved his quote after. He says, "There's a problem here. I'm coming up short as a leader, and I've got to reevaluate." And he was like, "Man, that man's cooked." I said, "No, that's a man who's finally putting the hurt into words. How can you fix a thing you don't talk about?
Exactly.
If you don't admit there's a problem, you're never going to fix it." So I think this could be the first step of him really, hopefully, growing that program and taking a step as a coach, as a leader, as a team, because there is a lot of talent on that Penn State sideline. Unfortunately, none of it throws the football.
Yeah, but here's the question I have for you. Like,
What you got?
at what point is it just Penn State has hit its ceiling? Like, Penn State might be the best dressed, like, bronze medal winner every year. Like, at what point do we have to acknowledge?
That's who they are. But like,
Yeah.
the idea of college football is that's not who you have to be. That's why South Carolina lied to themselves going into the season about Lenore Sellers. That's why Clemson's lied to themselves for a decade about that they weren't this team who they are. That's why LSU, despite the successes of the last 20 years, is a 9-win program. That occasionally, like the occasional spiking is where Georgia is a 9-win program that occasionally spikes and didn't spike for 40 goddamn years.
But also, this also just is like, if you stop hiring cronies, you actually win. Like, I think that's the thing.
As someone whose Saturday was ruined by Mike Bobo, I'm not going to say no to that.
Like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of college sports, if you just stop hiring your buddies, you just don't hire the best person imaginable, you end up winning more games than you think. We have
Nata. What if the world was completely different?
Fair.
That's essentially what you said.
Fair.
What if reality was different?
What? Yeah, exactly. Why are you playing Candyland on a Monopoly board, Nata? That is a very, very good question by you. Very, very good question.
You know my second favorite thing about Saturday?
What was your second favorite?
I love watching Brian Kelly lose. Chef's kiss. And I was watching with Susan, and I think I may have put this somewhere on the internet. I was like, I guarantee he blames the kids. And the fucking first clip I saw was him blaming the kids. And I was like, for the record, just so everyone remembers, Brian Kelly killed 2 videographers for the team when he was at Notre Dame.
Man,
I will not let anyone forget this. This is Felder's mad about Northwestern not doing the uniforms for Tulane. Cool. This is mine.
No. I think there's enough room for both. I think there's more than enough room for both. More than enough room.
So, and what's even funnier is that LSU, going back to my earlier point, have convinced themselves they're not who they are. So they were like, we deserve a coach who can win. And so they went and got Brian fucking Kelly, which is congratulations. Not only will you not win, but you'll hate the entire experience.
Dude, the funny part is, like, they know they have John Sumrall in the back pocket. Like, they just give the job to John Sumrall and say, hey, how about you just move up to the big chair, buddy? Get on, again, give you a real budget. You can start winning.
Brian Kelly's got a lot of money owed to him. He's going to be there. Like, that's the thing that really annoys LSU fans is they're stuck with him. Because it'd be one thing to lose that game on Saturday if they liked you.
No, that was a bad loss.
You got dog walked by Lane, dog.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin, who's in the middle of one of the greatest redemption tours in the history of America.
Dog. Lane Kiffin was out here.
If you've never looked at Lane Kiffin's Instagram, it's just yoga mom quotes. It's the funniest thing on the internet.
Like, again, Florida is going to try and get their money and save their coins up to get this man, to fire Billy Napier and get this man, and then make your life even more of a living nightmare. Because if he's doing this with backups to LSU.
Dog. Trinidad?
I know.
Hey, man. And the thing about it is, Ole Miss is still like Ole Miss. So, like, and I'm still from Atlanta, Georgia. So it's really hard for me to ever support anything that's done by that fucking school. If you don't know why, Google it. Just Google Ole Miss. Google why they can't bring sticks in the stadium.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite anecdote of yours, by the way. That is quite literally my favorite.
It's just, look, there's certain things that I will not. Let's say Matthew grows up to become this fantastic basketball player, and Ole Miss is on top of the world in college basketball. And they say, we want your son to come play with Ole Miss. And they say, here's a big bag of money. And I would say, over my dead body. No, he will not be a rebel. No.
Ole Miss being good in basketball is just like the end.
Marshall Henderson.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Do you know how broke Kentucky would have to be to get to that point?
You're 100%. You're 100% right. But yeah, so Lane Kiffin's redemption tour, where he's now like taking shots at kids, like he's like, I told told that Weeks kid about the over. Like, what is happening? Like, and now like he is doing this documentary where he is cleaning up. Which, by the way, like, and I've talked about this with Felder. So I'm like, there's a lot of guys who are nepo babies who are just part of the crew. Lane Kiffin worked his ass off. He may have gotten over rewarded at certain points. He's always worked really hard.
Well,
Some would argue too hard.
But again, that's the thing. He's the embodiment of work hard, play hard.
Yes,
like
until he found his current wine mom redemption,
or he just found the perfect PR agent.
Either way,
yeah. Like here again, Lane, just give me your phone. Again, you have the burner that nobody knows about. We're not going to freeze our saves.
You let Lane loose in Gainesville and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. I'm just curious now. Speaking of being curious, if you're like me and Nata, you're men of a certain age. If you're men of a certain age, you remember certain stories that have shaped your life forever. You know where I'm going with this.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to the great state of Arkansas, where Sam Pittman's been fired. And he's been replaced by Bobby Petrino. For those listening who don't know why this is funny, I'm not going to tell you to Google it. I'm going to explain it to you.
Please do.
Because Bobby Petrino is a scumbag of the highest order, parentheses, complimentary. I'm not going to run down all the many reasons Bobby Petrino's a scumbag. Falcon stint. Yes. I'm only going to talk about one of them.
The Falcons in the middle of the night.
With notes on lockers. Fuck this guy, man. But you know what? He's a guy who's an asshole who I tip my cap to, because Bobby Petrino's commitment to the game is realer than yours, mine, or anyone we've ever met. Because Bobby Petrino.
Legend in 2 games, by the way. Legend in 2 games.
At one point, Bobby Petrino, and I'm Googling this while we talk because I want to figure out something. Bobby Petrino was the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks football team. And while he was the coach of the football team, he was in a bit of an
poor volleyball coach.
No, we'll get there. How about you let me do this? Bobby Petrino was in a bit of an auto accident on his motorcycle. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't alone. He was with a woman who was not his wife, who was in fact someone else's fiance that he worked with. So Bobby, being an industrious gentleman, called his boy in the sheriff's department and said, "Hey, I need you to come get me. I done mess up the bike, and the young lady's with me." Unfortunately, being it's Arkansas, a Good Samaritan called in the wreck and gave the license plate number of the motorcycle. When help arrived, the young lady was gone, and rumors had started immediately. Bobby Petrino was then a party to the greatest press conference in the history of the world.
Yes.
I want to make sure everyone knows that I'm not fucking around.
Short of Marion Barry in D.C.
And Rob Ford and the Toronto, whoever the Toronto ones, that
Rob
guy
Ford,
too,
Toronto.
Yeah, he's bad too. But this is why I say this, because he sat in front of them with all these accusations, scratched up face, wearing a fucking neck brace and a Sugar Bowl hat. Now, this is before the playoffs, so y'all may not remember this, but bowls used to matter. And in places like Arkansas, bowls really matter, particularly the Sugar Bowl. It's a big deal. He wore that hat to say, "Y'all have never had it as good as you've had it with me." And I wanted to look it up because I was like, it can't be true.
Yes, it is.
You look at their bowl history, you know what it is? A lot of citrus. A little Music City dabbled in there.
I was about to say, there's got to be some Shreveport in there too, right?
There's a Liberty Bowl. They were in the sugar in 79 and then 69. So there was some stuff back then, but for recent Providence and since, oh, buddy, Cotton Bowl, Texas Bowl, Liberty Bowl, Belk Bowl, Outback Bowl, and 2 straight Liberty Bowls. That got Sam Pittman fired and got him replaced with a man who was fired in part because he was sleeping with an employee of the athletic department and got in a motorcycle accident and had the audacity to wear the Sugar Bowl cap during the press conference.
To be
and if
fair,
you think I'm picking on him for this whole little happenstance things, no. This has been his get down for like the last 4 or 5 years now, right? Goes to a place, oh, they might fire you. I'll be your OC. I'll run your offense. Who was it? Jimbo. Man, remember when they hired him for Jimbo's staff at A&M?
Yes, like, I do.
Ooh, Jimbo's done. Jimbo's done in this town.
You want to make sure you keep the job? Again, it's like that Chris Rock joke. Remember the Chris Rock Jesse Jackson joke? You want to piss him off? Give him to me. Like, it's almost the same thing. Like, you want to stay? Give me the job. And it never works.
Nope.
It never works.
Ever. Not once in the history of life has it
He's the
worked.
reverse Gus Malzahn. Like, Gus, at least you have a chance. They're not going to replace Gus with you. But again, they're not going to replace you with Gus. No. They're not going to do that because they don't feel like dealing with Gus.
Petrino's already leaked to the media through his agent that he hopes to get the permanent gig.
They're going to hire him.
Because he is a scumbag of the highest order. Once again, complimentary. 2 last college football things. Todd Grantham lasted 1 week longer than Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State.
To be fair, I'd have thrown him out too. I'd have thrown again. The minute
I need to put a bell on Todd Grantham because I need to make sure I know where he is at all times. I had no idea he was at Oklahoma State.
Yeah. To be fair, neither did I until I realized he got fired.
But 2, of course he got fired. I'm surprised he lasted the extra week. What more did you need to see?
I mean, to be fair, losing to Tulsa should have been the death knell for basically everybody.
Oh, buddy.
At home, mind you.
Giving back money. Let's take a break now for halftime, which is going to be the halftime show this coming Super Bowl. Bad Bunny. Nata. I think this is the last year of the Roc Nation deal. For now. Well, I thought, honestly, me being me and me knowing the people involved, the fact that it's not the Jay-Z career retrospective means they're probably renewing this deal, right?
No, they have to. They have to. Like, we know that after Bad Bunny, it's Taylor next year, right? We do.
Taylor apparently said no this year.
Yeah, but
I wish I didn't know that.
Next year's Nashville. Yeah, exactly.
I think you're going to be very underwhelmed with what happens with that.
Fair.
If you're expecting Taylor Swift.
Fair.
Okay.
No, but again, I do think that this Roc Nation thing is going to happen because, again, when Bad Bunny breaks the record, the YouTube record of how many people watch that halftime show.
Which he will just off of sheer demographics alone. That man did, and when he does it in all Spanish to really piss everybody off. He didn't perform this entire tour in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still the biggest thing in the world. And he's still getting the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not one for like corporate acts of defiance against whatever is going on outside our little football and basketball bubble. But it does feel like a little bit of a thumb in an eye, which I do appreciate. All right, halftime's over. We're recording right now. 2 Monday night games are happening. If you gambled on these, seek help. I know the entire industry is propped up by gambling money, and Nata can't agree with me on air, and that's fine. I'm telling you,
you're right.
Your boy, D. Paul, don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter. Chore on the subject. Stop it. Put down the phone. Get some help. But I'm glad you're here because you're a Giants fan.
Former reformed Giants fan.
Yeah,
Reformed.
it's like a former
Reformed.
alcoholic. Everyone's still close.
Oh no, sir! Again, I've dropped the Giants harder than you dropped the Falcons.
Oh, did the Giants embarrass you on a international stage, blowing up 28-3 and blowing a game? Did that happen to you?
No.
Were you in a bar owned by one of your friends who's also a Patriots fan to watch that game?
No.
Did you have to take the longest cab ride home ever?
Sir.
Ever?
No.
Okay. No. So let's not talk about who's done what with whom, okay?
Now, all I'm going to say is at least your wide receiver didn't shoot himself in the leg and lose his entire career behind it.
Eugene Robinson, the night before Super Bowl.
Fair. But
I'm just saying. You want to go embarrass off? Like, you cannot win.
No, I can't. No, I know I can't win that game. I know I can't win that game with you. All I'm saying is that was the last day. That was the final straw. That and going into
Plaxico got you out of the paint.
Plaxico was the last straw. Plaxico and the indignation behind it.
That's really funny to me.
Plaxico and the indignation behind it was the last straw for me.
Fair enough. That's a good time to leave. That's a good time to get out. Yeah. You missed a ring. I think you missed a ring or two. It's a good time to get out.
I missed one ring. That's it. But I also didn't miss Ben McAdoo and his embarrassing antics. I didn't miss. I didn't miss
Jaxson Dart breaking spell checks across this great nation.
Fair. But also, that means I don't get to miss Brian Daboll getting thrown out of the.
His firing is going to be hilarious. But Jaxson Dart, they brought him out there because hope is a lie, and they need a lie sometimes, and they gave him a lie. And look, they won the game. First win of the season. Momentum's a hell of a drug. But with Malik Neighbors going down for the year, like Malik Neighbors is so good that he was mad as a rookie, and we all were like, we get it. No, I'd be mad too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd be mad as shit.
So mad that they brought in the ghost of Russell Westbrook and Jameis Winston just to make sure that there was.
I love that Jameis is still the third. They were like, we're going to bump the kid past you. Oh, so you're bumping Russell to 3. No.
Jameis, you're just here for the vibes.
First of all, worst reasons to be places. There are far worse reasons to be places.
Yes.
Second of all, I'm convinced they brought him in to trade him and forgot to trade him.
No, I refuse to actually. No, I was going to say I refuse to believe the Giants are that incompetent.
Oh,
no,
buddy,
no.
That whole Saquon thing's going to age so great.
Yeah. I'm at the point with the Giants where I just think that they said, you know what, Brian Daboll is like, I just need them to not mutiny on me. Let me go sign Jameis, and Jameis keeps the vibes cool. Jameis is like, okay, this works for me because I can get all the media training I need in, and therefore we're all set for. So I get it. I completely understand. That. Like, it makes sense for why they did all that. It's very funny that Jameis is never getting out of that emergency quarterback situation
ever. No,
nor should he.
Forever. No, it's a good place for him.
Yeah,
check so right, great. So I talked earlier about Brian Kelly and how he killed two kids. But also another thing that he does that I hate is that he, no matter where he's ever been, no matter what's ever happened, if things go bad on the field, he invariably blames the kids.
Yeah.
I say kids because, again, college, they are kids. He blames the players. And I want to – Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Bears, was asked about –
Oh, I did see this. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The halftime thing. He had a little testy exchange
with a coworker of mine, technically.
But did you hear what he said today?
Oh, that he apologized about it? I did see that.
Not that I apologized. In the moment, I didn't think too much of it. I'm kind of in game mode. But when I look back at it, I'm a little bit disappointed with what it looks like. I didn't hear very well, and that's not an excuse. But what I thought I heard, it wasn't a question, but I needed to make some changes. I didn't take that very well, so I'll do a better job with that going forward. That's not an apology. That's an admission of self, of that's ownership.
Yeah.
The second quote that from the same press conference, they asked him about him does he think everyone in the offense is pulling their weight? He says, when you look at it as a whole, it's just a mess, man. I'm just not proud of what we put on tape. I think it's a reflection of myself. I always take it personally. I saw us getting better the first 3 weeks in a lot of ways on offense, and then this was just kind of a little bit of a setback for us. for him to, it's so easy to be a bad leader and to point the finger at your subordinates who are doing largely what you either told them to do, set them up to do, or trained them to do. It was so refreshing because I read the headline. I was like, oh, I remember that halftime thing. Oh, no, it was like genuine fresh air, capital L leadership.
It's very easy because you could have easily I think Caleb, we've talked about this. Caleb is undercooked and underdeveloped, and a lot of that has to do with Lincoln Riley. It's very easy to throw Caleb Williams under the bus if you're Ben Johnson, considering you can essentially say, look at what Jared Goff was with me, and again, he's still somewhat the same, but he's not. He could be like, look at my resume, and he doesn't. He took that on, and I guarantee you that's going to go so much further in that locker room than people will ever believe.
We're a pro Ben Johnson podcast. Felder played with him in college. I've never met him, but Felder speaks exceedingly high of this man.
Yeah.
And so from that, and then from this, okay, he's leader guy. He's a leader, and that's awesome and cool. And sadly enough, in this sport, it's rarer these days. I had two more things I wanted to talk about, but I can't believe I posted my list. Ravens Chiefs, brother. Yeah. Are the Chiefs back, or is the Ravens defense that bad?
Yes.
Because Xavier coming back, I think that was super helpful for them as far as stretching the field and spreading some of the coverage out. At the same time, that Ravens defense looked bad before they got eviscerated by the Chiefs.
So I know Bomani calls the Cowboys defense Make-A-Wish defense, and I completely agree. We may have
Nina Kimes call them the slump busters.
At some point, we might have to call this Ravens defense the March of Dimes defense, right? Just march again. Teams just march up and down the field.
This is a lot of injury. Let's make that very clear. There's a lot of injury on that side of the ball. Fair. Last year, I heard the stat today. They only lost 6 games from starters all last season. So they were unnaturally healthy. And this is
regression to the mean.
Kind of regression to health mean, which is ugly because now with some of the top end talent that you've paid, your back end, your backups aren't as it's not as fortified as it has been in the past. And so that's just I hate saying it's the fault of the team no, it's because the owners can't be trusted to spend money smartly. So they gave themselves an artificial salary cap, truncating these players that are earning money. So it's bad. But that being said, it is a question to be asked. You've got a lot of money in a few places here, and it looks like the defense has fallen by the wayside, even though the offense before yesterday was still tearing people up and down the field.
Mm-hmm. And Spagnuolo, and it might be Spags has the Ravens number. Because again, that Chiefs defense wasn't that great for the first 3 weeks. Spags may just have their number.
But it's also an effect of what that Chiefs offense does to a defense.
True.
Because now it's here we go again. And even on your team, if you have an offense, if you're playing defense and your offense is operating like the Chiefs of old, it's easier to tee off on someone because now they're playing from behind. Now they have to pass. It's the effects of having that offense, of that gravity of that offense, affects more than just things on that side of the ball. And so what I think what we saw last night or yesterday, was the effect of, yes, the explosives are back. Yes, the things that you can do down the field are back, but that also stresses out the other offense because now let's say you go 3 and out. Congratulations. It's like when the Warriors, the third quarter run during the Splash Brothers, it's we're matching them basket for basket. Wait, no. Hey, wait, no. Hey, wait. And all of a sudden
we're down
it's a 20-point game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to isolate those things. I do think that on the other side of the ball, on the other team, that's been a problem for the Ravens is that you can only ask an offense to do so many things before you've got enough stuff on tape to hey, defense, nudge them a little bit. You guys going to pick it up some? Because I think between the injury to Lamar on the hamstring, which we'll have to see what that actually turns out to be, or the deficiencies that you're starting to see in Derrick Henry. I don't want to say that too loud. He may run me over for thinking it.
I understand.
It's interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what Harbaugh does to kind of right this ship.
Here's the thing, though. This feels like one of those, like, they're going to be in the muck and the mire for a large part of this season. But what doesn't this feel like they're going to end up sneaking into the playoffs as that last seed?
Nope, they're going to win their division.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I was like, they're still going to win the AFC North. Like,
ooh, you're right. You're right.
Like, we can be all doom and gloom about Lamar. This division's dog shit.
Yeah, because again, it's not like the Steelers are going to run away from you.
Well, no, if it comes down to Steelers versus Ravens, give me the Ravens. Give me the quarterback who's not 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Aaron Rodgers has looked fine this far this year, but he hasn't had to do much as far as dragging a team across the finish line. He's kind of been a placeholder. And so if you say, hey, we need you to elevate your game to face Lamar Jackson in a big game. First, can I just pause here? I said big game. You know why I said big game? This is what big games are called. If you say leverage game, high leverage game, I want to punch you in the mouth.
The quants, again, this is my one thing, and I agree with you. The quant speak that has gotten into sports has driven me absolutely nuts. We can just, again, we don't have to make this sound like you're talking about your stock portfolio. I'm sorry. This is sports. I work in sports. Let's speak plainly. We don't have to pretend like we're superior because we're covering kids' games and we're getting paid for it. It's okay.
Your stock portfolio is boring.
Yes.
Stop trying to make this thing I like boring. I hate you. Yeah, in a big game, motherfuckers. But yeah, if it comes down to Aaron Rodgers versus Lamar Jackson, I feel really bad for Coach. But guess what, Coach? Lamar's gonna send you home.
Yeah. And then Mike Tomlin goes and does TV as soon as they fire him after losing that game.
No, Mike Tomlin reveals himself to be who's that? Foreman from House.
Oh yeah,
he's doing Wingstop commercials now, or
Zaxby's.
Zaxby's commercials now. Like, the fuck is going on here?
Look, that meant, again, if I had all those residuals from like the Wood and House and all those, I would be doing those commercials too.
Omar Epps, I don't want to do that. AJ Brown's about to kill somebody.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator
or his quarterback. But he's tweeting out like images of like
Bible books.
Yeah, it's very wide receiver energy, but also like the passive aggression version of that.
I just want AJ to realize, that they released C.J. Gardner-Johnson for doing quite literally the same thing on defense.
He's trying to get released. That's the point.
Like, yeah, but here's the thing: I would much rather be there than most other places. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can get paid.
No, I know you mean that because you're not a fucking receiver. You're not one of those crazy. Hey, think of every sprinter you ever met.
Oh God. Okay.
They're all receivers.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
That I'm trying to translate this to people. I'm like, guys, you don't understand. They're not normal people. They're receivers.
No. Think of every narcissist you know.
I didn't say that. I said sprinter.
No. Again, I know you're trying to be nice. People, if you're listening to this, think of every narcissist you know.
No,
most likely
met one sprinter.
Yeah.
And if you've met one, you've met them all.
Well, fair. Yeah, they're all basically variations. There's some variation
and
or some.
AJ is someone whose receiver juice is turned all the way up, but so is his passive aggressiveness. And so, like, I'm just like, I hope it's on film. Whatever happens next, I hope we capture it on film somehow because he's going to lose his goddamn like.
Of course he's filming.
Do you realize that he completed 0 passes in the second half on Sunday?
When I saw that, I was like, oh, boy.
AJ Brown is going to choke him out in the middle of the field.
Like, it's very hard. Like, I like Jalen Hurts. It's very hard to justify calling him a top 10 quarterback when you ain't completing passes in a whole half. Whole half, dog?
All I do is
Whole
win.
half?
This is the ultimate Tebow. It's everyone who started the Tebow bullshit. This is what you get. This is what you all get.
Whole half? Like, yeah. Wow. And again, we're gonna get that argument for the rest of the season, and we're gonna have these where he doesn't complete a single pass, and we're gonna be talking about this.
We're going to have a debate between 2 episodes because I'm talking about this next topic with Felder on Friday, but I have to bring it up with you. I think you know what it is.
Oh boy.
Do you know who Liam Cohen is?
Yes, I do.
He's the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Robert Saleh is?
Oh, yes, I do. He's the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers.
But you probably know him best as the late coach of the Jets who got fired by apparently Aaron Rodgers, who also doesn't work there anymore. So earlier in the week, Coach Saleh, who I'll be referring to as Coach Saleh to not confer any disrespect, intimated during availability that he believed that Liam Cohen was, and I quote, good at legally stealing signs.
Mm-hmm.
After Jacksonville won, mind you, 26-21, Saleh reached out to shake hands with Cohen after the game. Cohen refused to shake his hand. They also were head-to-head for this Jacksonville coaching vacancy this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And Cohen apparently can be heard yelling, keep my name out of your mouth, keep my name out of your fucking mouth. Into which Robert Saleh says, I will fuck your world up. I want to make something very clear here. I'm sure Liam Cohen has played his fair share of football. I'm sure that was Liam Cohen a quarterback? They all seem like they were quarterbacks, all these guys.
I think so. Let me go look because
he gives quarterback energy. Let's just
let's go look. Let's go look because again, this
I'm gonna look right now too. This is important because I want to give good context here. Because while we look that up, I can guarantee one thing. Robert Saleh played football. He didn't play fucking quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. He was a quarterback. He played for UMass.
Okay. Robert Saleh attended Northern Michigan University, and he was a 4-year starter as a tight end. Make something very clear to people who aren't football, who didn't play football. Quarterbacks are just tall kickers. They're football players. And
you're gonna go there.
If Robert Saleh says, I will fuck your world up, I promise you, he means that shit. If you've gotten this Lebanese man to act outside of himself in public at work, Liam, you need to get that man's cell phone number and text a very generous apology because he meant that shit.
I don't.
Kyle Shanahan had to answer questions about this and his press availability because they don't make DCs available for press. You made his life harder at work. Robert made his own life harder at work, by these actions, Liam, and he knew that when he did it.
And he don't have to answer any questions about it until Wednesday at the earliest. He will have a crafted statement that might include a threat. May or may not.
Liam, you have until Wednesday, my good friend. Just make this right. Just reach out. Just say what's up. Just like, hey.
But honestly, here's something I'm going to ask you. What makes you think that the NFL ain't going to send a FedEx envelope to both of them for this?
Oh, they might. Oh, they will. But
they
that's
will.
The other thing is that when you let football guys get into football management, there is a component of let them find me.
Yeah. But again, that's the other portion of this. Robert Saleh was like, I don't care. Where's the checkbook? Where's the DocuSign? I'll sell you.
Quarterbacks aren't by nature built that way.
No, they're not.
Diego Pavia notwithstanding, who
exactly.
Very clear. That's not. I am not talking about Diego Pavia or Haynes King, by the way.
Dude,
Haynes King, whose usage rate looks like 1993 Michael Jordan.
Good Lord. That man, like, he's the poster child for lifetime insurance for college football players.
Hey man, hey them kids. The fuck?
Yeah.
Can we tip Haynes King? Can we get a chip jar going around for Haynes King? I'm not even a Tech fan. I'd throw 20. I'd throw 5 in there. 20. No, I'd never. Not 20.
I was about to say that's a little too much.
I'd break
People
a 5.
might think you.
I'd break a 5.
That's fair. Because I would actually start worrying about you if you actually gave $20 to a Tech kid.
No. You worry about me if I gave $20 to this Tech kid. Most times they'd be like, "Oh, you still got a team. That's cute. Here's $5, kid." But like now, this Tech kid actually worries me and took us to 7 overtimes last year. All right, that's all the time we got, brother.
That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
Where can people find all the good work that you do for? I'll just sit back. You talk for 10 minutes, and Phil, you just tell us everything you do.
Well, I do basically everything with the CBS College Basketball YouTube channel. I produce a whole bunch of their content. We are doing basically everything involving recruiting. We work with 24/7. I see the wrap it up sign.
No. You have a lot of jobs. You just mailed a lot of jobs. It's not wrap it up.
Well, yeah. Well, fair. So we're just producing. We're handling the earth. There's stuff I can talk about and there's stuff I can't talk about. But all I'm going to say is I'm looking forward to all the content we're looking to produce this year for the college basketball season that Palm's not going to care about, but the rest of us, we absolutely don't care about.
I cared about Bruce Pearl last episode.
That's fair. I did appreciate that. I appreciated when you sent that clip. To be quite honest, everybody feels the same way you do about Pearl.
Because say it, but I can. I don't have any. What's he gonna do? Not appear on my podcast? I don't care.
But here's the thing: like, Pearl is a snitch. That's why a lot of these coaches don't mess with him.
Yeah, no one likes a snitch. No one.
Especially when he turns around and does the same thing that he snitched on the other coach for.
Hey, look. Well, I mean, I don't feel like we're going to get up Bruce Pearl really quickly. I do want to ask you one question before I do my outro and get out of here.
What's up?
Pablo Torre's been finding out. And every time the denial comes, he finds out more. I, for one, would stop talking to him and about him. I'd leave him alone.
Here's the question I have. Yes. When is someone going to take Mark Cuban's phone?
No one has the power.
Antagonizing him.
It's Mark. At this point, I think Mark's in on it. When Mark was like, if this is how you're going to do it, this is how you would do it. And then 2 weeks later, Pop was like, that's actually exactly what he did. We have the paper trail on the hypothetical thing that Mark Cuban said would be the smart way to do this.
Like, here's the other thing that I'm starting to wonder. How many of these NBA teams that really do not like Ballmer are the ones that are starting to leak all this stuff? Like I don't think they do.
That'd be a good twist because from what I've heard, he's well liked in league circles because one, he brings the legitimacy of league ownership higher because he is the 7th richest man in the world.
Yeah.
But two, he's been on the competition. He's on all the committees because they think.
But he might have bought his way in.
You act like that's again. I love that you live in this world. That's not the world. This is fantastic.
No.
Can I go there?
No, you know where I'm saying. Like they may pretend to like him. The small market teams might like him for his money, for the fact that for the tax kickbacks that they all get. But do they actually like him? And the fact that he circumvented the cap again, something we talked about. He circumvented the cap to short them on whatever tax kickbacks they get. I think this is why I do think there are teams, small market teams, that are probably helping him, Pablo Torre, with this. That is my random, reckless speculation theory, but there's a part of me that thinks there are NBA teams that are actively helping Pablo Torre with this.
I'm convinced the news sources of Uncle Dennis. That Uncle Dennis has decided to turn Pablo State's evidence to protect himself from being outed. That's a joke. I am kidding. Please don't anyone around North aggregate that. We'll be back on Friday with Felder Friday, guys. Big weekend coming up in college football. Big weekend coming out in the NFL. Excited to talk about it with him there. We're also going to get his take on the Robert Saleh and Cohen thing. And quarterbacks, please don't. You shouldn't just the talking because then someone else has got to do the striking. And unless you've got a line around you, Robert, I wouldn't antagonize that man.
I feel bad for the get back coach at Jacksonville Jaguars because he's going to have to get back from injury.
No, they seem not going to play again for a while. But like, I wouldn't go to any like seminars hosted by Robert Saleh if I were you, Liam Cohen. I would just maybe just go somewhere else.
Or the league meetings.
Why would DCs be there?
Hey, you never know. Never know.
And that was also me thinking, like, I don't think Robert Saleh is getting another head coaching job anytime soon. He got fired by Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that shows a lot of.
Well, again, remember, there's always that one. There's always that one, like, other of the coaches that gets a second chance. We know it's not going to be Brian Flores. San Francisco does well enough. He's going to be the one that probably is like, hey, we should consider him. So you never know.
That. Like, the thing is, he's done it from that same position before, so I can't rule it out. All right, guys, that was your show. There is no outro. See you guys later this week.